This is a bit of a weird one, that my two sort of greatest mentors and heroes outside of my family have both passed away. And they both passed away at a pretty early age, but they continue to inspire me. And I find that incredibly weird, that although I haven't spoken to these people for 15 years, I feel like they speak to me every single day. One was a 2-year relationship I had with the former president here, Jim Stynes. He told me to be Max Gawn in all situations. I feel like I'm doing him proud in that, because I feel like that's one of my greatest assets, is to be myself in every situation I can be. And that came from a 2-year relationship with a guy who was battling a terminal cancer and a club that was on the bottom while being president. And put his focus into a 17-year-old kid whose focus was nowhere near football. He could have well and truly said, this kid's taking the piss, let's move him on. But the fact that he was able to, and you look back and you go, he created his own charity to help out kids like me, and go, oh yeah, that's what he was doing. But at the time, I'm like, wow, this guy who's got so much going on in life really just wants me to be Max Gawn. That's pretty inspiring.
Yeah. We're Mars.
Yeah, I look like that fucking alien from Men in Black. Like,
You do.
I know. I know what I am. Yeah.
Oh, it's good shit.
We've done one.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. We start there.
Yeah. Let's get into it.
Oh, God. This is the preview show on the official, unofficial podcast of the Melbourne Demons. The DeeBrief. No fancy intros this year, boys. I've been them.
Thank God.
Gone. They are dead. R.I.P. fancy intros. Adrian
What do you
Horton
mean?
with you. Oh, they're just dead. I'm
Like
over it.
the spiel that
Yeah,
you
they're
do.
like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're
And
done.
we're ready to go.
Yeah, I remember when you would take over them and you would go, and we are ready to go.
Yeah.
So they're done. But, boys, a big warm welcome. I might start with Marca, because we got the drum roll out for Nuggets, because, of course, it's been a couple of years since he's been in
so
studio.
Good to have this guy right next to me.
Settle
I can't
down,
tell
settle
you.
down.
So it's not about you. It's not about Marca, because you're part of the furniture, but Nuggo.
No,
back?
it is about Marca. How are you, mate?
We
It's
love
about,
Marca.
it's about all of us.
You're back.
Mainly no.
No, it's good to be here, guys. And just happy to be back, and we can talk D's and have a bit of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be really good.
That's
But before we get stuck in, a big shout out to Derek,
Oh,
of course.
100%.
The
Derek,
biggest of shout outs.
Yeah.
He's off camera. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's off
Yeah.
camera. He's live switching, and he's cut about it. He just wants to nod off and have a little kip, but he's going to have to be engaged.
Yeah,
So,
lock in.
sorry, Derek. And boys, we're back. It's season 2025. We have no idea how it's going to pan out. I think I've said this a lot in the last 2 or 3 months. Been interviewed by a few outlets, and they go, "How do you reckon Melbourne are going to go?" And I'm like, "I reckon we are
What outlet?
a few." The Age is
How
one
good
of
are you,
them.
mate?
The Age.
Yep.
Backchat is another one.
Yep.
And then a couple of smaller podcasts.
No,
I don't want to shit on them, though. But
Yeah.
a few smaller ones. But boys, we just heard Max Gawn off the top. So I just wanted to get stuck into what round one is before we get a little bit loose and we talk about the year ahead. But Max Gawn's amazing. We love him dearly. What he said about Jim Stynes in that little prelude is incredible, inspiring. And this weekend, it's the inaugural Jim's game. So it's a celebration of all things Irish, honouring the life and legacy of club great Jim Stynes while raising funds for the Jim Stynes Foundation. So to anyone that's getting along to the game, round one, and I think this will become a theme moving forward, honouring
For sure.
Big Jim.
I love it.
It's great. Like,
Kind
I
of
mean,
weird that it hasn't been a thing
Yeah,
already.
it's
Like,
like-
yeah.
for someone who
Overdue,
has a statue
Yeah.
outside of the MCG
Yeah,
for a game not to have been kind of put forth already. But it's really nice that Gawn had that kind of, he already had that connection with Jim, and there's probably only him and T-Mac in the team currently who had some
True.
kind of connection with Jim, and there was that kind of, obviously, a special one with Max and Jim being both ruckman, and that famous footage of Jim kind of like getting Max at the front of the group and saying, you know, this guy is an individual and this guy will do things his way. And oh my God, like
Yeah.
could he have been
Oh,
any more correct? No.
perfect.
Yeah.
He mentored the greatest ruckman of all time.
Yeah, literally. Like,
Obviously, we're biased, but he's got the most accolades.
hey, well, if you want to look at stats, he's got the most jackets.
Yeah, seriously.
I just love how Max was like, I think he would be proud of me. It's like, mate, he wouldn't think he'd be proud of you. You're a 7-time All-Australian.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, chill.
you've done it
I'm
all,
almost
Max.
off Max with that comment.
Yeah, you've done it all, brother.
He's almost the one player that, like, definitely that we have that the competition just
Loves.
lauds and
Can we just stop for a second and
please.
Is Max the best player we've ever had?
Yeah, Robbie
After-
Flower, Ron Barassi.
In terms of in terms of what I've been able to
Yes,
see,
for us.
you'd have to say
Have
yes.
to. Like, yeah.
He's
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
he's
yes.
crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's absolutely crazy.
He's our greatest.
And
For us.
I saw there was some clip on Fox Footy. It was like Bontempelli and all these stars talking about how good Max is
Yeah.
and all these things he does around the ground and stuff.
Yeah.
And Briggs is out this week. It's
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa.
Yeah.
Jumping ahead.
Don't want to get it. Don't want to get
Jump
into
ahead.
it too
Do
much.
you know what? We can jump ahead.
And AJ, don't worry about AJ.
AJ.
You're going in on AJ already.
AJ's on the extended bench, all right?
I just want to say the Jim's game, which it's been titled.
I think you said it, mate.
I know, just
Say it again.
it's good to have you back. Just like get to the fucking game.
Yeah, look.
So I know the weather's going to be a bit shit.
Oh, weather smether.
Who
Like
cares?
raining,
Get
hot,
there.
It's
36,
25 degrees.
thunderstorms. Like,
Who cares?
yes, there's
Please
no
get there.
cyclone here. Come to the G.
Please get to G. It is round one.
There'll be 21 other thousand people there, and it'll be fantastic.
But please just get there. Like, get to the game.
Yeah.
There is no excuse
It's
for me.
round one.
It's round one, but not only that, the thing that I've been saying consistently in the last 2 weeks since I started the pods again, all we wanted from the club is clean up back of office. So Pert and Ruffy have gone, thank you very much. You've done a lot of great for the club, but
Yeah,
it's time for fresh
absolutely.
ideas and new people.
Oh, see
Right?
ya later.
But it's time for something new.
Yeah, thank you. but
Granny's come in, loves
Oh
club.
my God.
Oh,
Oh, I
Can
know.
we just
I know.
beep, beep?
I know.
pass
He
skip.
is
Pass skip.
He's so, pass skip.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
He's been
Everything
amazing.
he's done, I've backed.
Yeah.
Even the fact that and I've been copping shit from my workmates about him saying Gozzy's worth 3 draft picks.
Yeah.
First round draft picks. So fuck oath he is.
Yeah.
Good on you, Greenie.
It's been
You
awesome.
may as well just go for it.
So the thing is, like, we've cleaned it up.
Yep.
Clary's fit again.
Well, the best thing I heard, you mentioned Clary. Sorry to butt in.
No,
but
go.
the conversation that Green had with Clary,
Mm.
and
Oh.
I'm not sure if like there could be anyone else who would be in that role as a president. And I don't want to, hang anything on Kate, but I feel
Sure.
like the effect that Brad Green would have on Clary, just purely the fact that he played for the club, he captained the club, and
Yep.
for him to get his arm around him and say, like, look, mate, we love you. Like, we back you in. Like, let's go, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is that
Now-
mentally?
yeah. I think
If Derek to studio left is just sucking down Ventolin already.
What was it about what Marca said, or you just need a hit?
he's a big Kate Roffey fan.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna bite my tongue here.
He's like, that's my first.
No, but I
cousin."
do want to emphasize that I'm not hanging anything
No,
on
no,
Kate,
no,
but
no,
I
being
must
very
say
respectful.
that I feel like Brad, just the effect that he would have in those kinds of situations. He's played the game, he's experienced it,
Hmm.
he
Yeah.
knows what the tolls are and the taxes are on the body and the mind of playing. And, for him just to get around him and say, like, mate, we love you.
Yeah.
Like, let's go.
I did I was giving the example of Cozzy, which that's a way better example. He's just been awesome. And not to shit on Ruffy and Pert. They were great. Like they helped us win a flag, I guess, in some way. They were big. Like they were good, and in the last few years it sort of just went to shit a little bit.
Yeah. And, like,
So-
all those kinds of roles, for the most
Albeit
part,
a Perth flag, but we're still happy about it.
I feel like all those sorts of roles it would be so taxing and
Oh, yeah.
like somewhat of a 24-hour job. And there's almost like, unless you're built differently, like Eddie Maguire, there's an expiry
Mm.
date on those sorts of roles, similar to coaches. Like you just can't be in that role for
And also
too long.
yeah, and also Pert was really good for you.
He was
He
great.
gave heaps of time for the debrief,
Pert was
Yeah.
amazing.
which was surprising to me
no,
as a spectator.
Gary was awesome. Gary gave
Yeah.
me plenty of time. We got a few coffees. He brought me into the club and
Cappuccino. He seems like a cappuccino kind of guy.
So you
can't
were the
remember.
reason the club went down?
No, but the
Okay.
thing I'll say, and this is again, I'm not having a go at Kate or Gary. When the supporters started to infight with each other halfway through last year, back end of last year, and there was all this division, and Petracca was unhappy, and Clary was clearly, playing fat, and now he's back to what we think is like peak Clary.
And they were doubling down that everything's all good. Is this?
Well, no, it was more the supporter sentiment for me was not great. Like my whole ethos around a football club is everyone needs to pull in the same direction.
Mm.
And that goes for everyone. That's
Mm.
not just coaches, administrators, players. All the supporters need to be happy with where we're heading and our pathway and where we're going.
Mm.
And I've never seen the supporters as disgruntled as they were last year since
Divided as well?
divided. Like since what? 2000 and what? 13, 14?
Yeah, but we all knew our
19.
but we all
19.
knew our
Good shout.
19's a good shout. But we all knew our place in 2013. Like
The 2013 was the dream.
that was almost the
That was
best
so
time.
much fun.
Yeah.
We were trash,
Yeah.
no expectations, and it was fucking sick.
Yeah.
When we won a
We loved
game,
it.
it was a flag.
Yeah.
But
We
my,
went for it.
my point is more just around when you do an interview in a public forum, like an SEN. So SEN's coverage, the breakfast show, Gary and Tim, most people who love footy in this town are going to hear it. And again, I'm not trying to have a go, but when you do interviews in that space and you don't say the things that you want to hear as a supporter, a paid up member, like I'm sorry, but like supporter sentiment was at a real low ebb at like the August, September point last year. So for me,
There was a lot of other stuff in the media. That
yeah, but that's why I love Greenie
It
coming in.
didn't stop.
No, it didn't
Greenie's
stop.
been
Last year
clinical.
was.
But that's why I love Greenie coming in. So to your point, Greenie coming in and going, I'm a ex-captain. I love this club. I'm just going to bring everyone in together.
Yeah.
It's harmony.
I had a
We
great
know
kick
Ste-
on goal. I was a left
Yeah.
foot.
Yeah,
all
I
those
was
things.
the best set shot.
I trained at
in our
Manchester
history.
United. Like
I could have played soccer,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Towards the end, my set shot got a bit worse, but like I was really, really good.
But I always remember him for the hand cook sponsorship and the shit logo we had, which is horrible because he was so much better than that. But
Yeah, that's crook. that
I
you
know.
remember
I'm
him for
sorry.
Hancock.
I'm sorry, Brad. And I've got
He's LG for me.
great.
Well,
And I've
can
got
you
a lot of
remember-
respect for
Yeah,
him.
he
LG.
was. He was. He
I
came,
love
he
him.
came in with Cam Bruce.
I know.
Yeah, him and
Who
Cam
was better out of
Bruce.
him and Cam Bruce?
I.
Ooh, what do you
great
prefer?
question.
Bruce
like
coulda won
a
a Brownlow.
guaranteed set shot goal, or like a James Hurd
Was it
esque?
who got him? Guerra got Bruce, didn't he, in that tackle? He could've won a
Yeah,
Brownlow.
some Saints dog, and
At
he
one
was 9 votes after 3 rounds.
Yeah.
And everyone,
But-
every time he played against Hurd, everyone they were like the most comparison.
I reckon you've almost got to go Greenie, just for consistency's sake.
I think
Bruce's
peak was better,
better. Yeah.
Yeah, I
better
would agree
over
with
the
that.
career. Maybe.
I just like Green had a more hardened edge.
and
about him.
also
Sure.
Bruce went to Hawthorn at the end. Which
Green
was
also. Green also.
disappointing.
Wait, I think they both kind of wore gloves at some point, so that adds something to
Let's
it.
put it out. Green or Bruce?
Yeah,
Go. Hit us up. Hit up the page.
Yeah, look,
I'll
I'm
say.
gonna-
I'll
I'm
say
gonna-
Aaron Davies.
I'm going to say green because set shots are so hard,
Oh, yeah.
and because the amount of people watching and shit.
Qualifying final.
I used to
Yeah.
fucking miss goals after the siren in front of no one.
Qualifying final against Carlton.
Yeah.
One of the greatest games ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah,
Ever.
they both played well though.
Oh, my God.
It was both of them. Yeah.
It was incredible. Chell had a good game as well, that game.
Yeah, love Joe.
remember.
How are you?
Hey, Chell. So, anyway, we get to this point now. We're about to hit round one. And
Are we?
Thank you, Brad Green.
Yeah.
And thank you, Nathan Jones, for coming in. And thank you, Russian, coming in.
Don't forget Jamer.
Yeah.
No, but
we love it.
And not trying to
Because
be
he's going to teach Max some new things.
not trying to be smart asses.
Max, love what you've been doing, mate. But
Max, I think you need to work on this.
But it's more just
thanks, Mark. But speak to
the-
Beryl.
the freshen up is real with the football club, and it feels great as a supporter because we just needed a cleanse, and I feel like we've had the cleanse.
Yep.
And that's why if you don't come to the game and you're in
Mm.
Melbourne just because of weather, you are a pea
Oh, we won't come. But
I'll be there. So
but-
it's the Jim's game. Just please go there, be there. Funds raised at the game will support the Melbourne Football Club and Jim Stynes Foundation. So
Yeah.
you got no excuse. Big Jim wants you there, and Max wants you there. So
Amazing
get down there.
Foundation does amazing things for
Yeah.
youth and the community there. So
So please get there.
lastly, to just go back for a second
Sure.
with Green. So he's an interim president, right?
He is.
So can we just sign him up full time? Because I'm loving it.
Stephen Smith
it's more about what he wants.
Nah,
to do as
Stephen
well,
Smith
right?
is dream. We want Greeny.
But does Green want to be press?
No, I don't think so. I think
Probably doesn't, but he better be like a big like consultant or
Maybe
something.
maybe he wants.
CEO. How about we give him the CEO? He can take Perth's
maybe
job.
he wants the ruse role where he's like,
Oh,
I
he's
know,
doing-
I'm coming in just
doing
to
a handover.
yeah, I'm coming in. I'm gonna do the handover. I'm
Pert
gonna
was
make some big
amazing
calls.
financially. He got us into a really stable position, and we
Yeah.
needed that as a club. So fair play to him.
So is there any CEO candidates at the moment?
Don't know. I actually have no idea
Oh,
what's
shit,
happening.
care. Let's
Who
just
cares?
think about the footy.
We're not CEO commentators here,
yeah,
are we?
I know. What do they do?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Unless they were great set shots, I have nothing to say about CEOs.
Just on Gawney. So 33, heading into his 1,000th season of footy.
Apparently, the
is,
fittest he's ever been.
is it year 17 or 18? Something ridiculous. It's got to be.
He debuted in
Got to be something
2010, I think.
stupid. So it's season 16, maybe.
16.
Crazy. So fittest he's ever been running wise, he said.
Mm.
But I just worry about teams targeting him.
No, but mate,
That Pracky-
I don't. People
Been
have
targeting forever.
Exactly. He's used to that.
When you get older and you get a knock, lasts for longer.
Well, he was
Uh,
All Australian last year, and they were targeting
I
him
know.
all
Look,
year. So.
I will agree with you. That particular game and the commentators just like kind of latched onto it like a leech and were like, gee, Gawn's getting knocked here. But mate, that happens. It may not happen that many times per game,
True.
but he is in front of packs every single game.
Yep.
And gets whacked every single game and gets back up and just runs.
He's amazing.
He runs both ways. Like I'm not
It's
not
been-
worried about that
it's
at all.
been the
Right.
it's been the beat Gawn mentality since there was that round one game against Port,
Port Adelaide.
in
yeah.
like 2019, I think.
Mm.
And since then, he's won how many Blazers? Like 5?
Yeah.
4?
Yeah.
Come at him.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck.
So
Butters.
Yeah.
it poses the question: TC's come in, Tommy Campbell.
I thought you were talking about Tommy Cannon.
Yeah. Shout out to Tommy.
Yeah, love you.
How many games does Tommy Campbell potentially play to chop out Gawn? Do we actually
Well,
finally
ideally
start
0.
do we start resting Gawn finally?
I just think
No,
like,
we can rest.
we can rest, but like I just feel like if he's healthy and he's fit and he's ready to go,
Tommy doesn't play.
no.
No, but if there's like a 5 or 6 day break and you're playing Richmond,
Yeah, yeah.
Tommy Campbell could
But
go in.
the other thing is there's not
True.
many Richmonds in the comp at the moment. So it's like
Well,
even against like North,
North
I'm-
are going to be good, and
yeah.
Cherry's one of the better ruckmen. So
for sure. I just don't think we have it, and it also depends what our man AJ does. Like,
So what do we expect him to
So
do?
I
how does
don't-
the ruck work?
Is
How does
he
the ruck
our
work?
backup ruck?
I don't know.
He might actually be our backup ruck.
Because on the extended bench right now, there's no backup rucks.
Do you know what? I'd prefer him to
No,
be
like actual rucks.
Well, I'd prefer him to be our backup ruck than JVR because a lot of people, and let's jump into breakout now. I'm going to do a little segue
Go.
here.
Go.
A lot of people are claiming JVR is going to take that next big leap.
Mm.
Right?
All of you pricks did it.
I didn't.
I did it.
You did it,
But
your brother did the exact same thing.
Yeah, we're the same.
the reason why I don't
the
think
same womb.
he can do that is because he has to play this second ruck role, which
Do we
is
think it's that bad for him though? Like he's like Max
I
is
do,
Max is
man.
pretty fit, and Max plays like 85 to 90% of the time of it, and he's only ever backup ruck against the backup ruck for the other team.
I look, for one, I actually think JVR is quite good at it.
Mm.
But I just really believe that. All right, let's think about every great forward in the comp right now.
Yeah,
Tomahawk.
But who has to do backup ruckman
Tomahawk.
in centre bounces? He's never been
He's
to
a
a centre
stoppage.
bounce.
He's a stoppage ruck.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
Nate?
And how good was he at stoppage ruck?
No, I'm asking the question.
Unbelievable. He won. He did that in the grand final against.
Yeah, that's the
Tom
forward
Hickey.
50.
You're right.
I'm talking about stoppage in the middle of the ground. Who is a gun forward who has to go to the middle of the
Lockie
ground?
Keefe.
Well, let's just chuck in fucking Viney.
But you know what I mean?
Like, whatever. It's just going to go to ground. Viney will get it.
No. That's a good
But
point.
my point is that I don't believe that JVR can take that,
No.
like get to that elite-ish tier.
But most teams have two ruckmen, don't they?
Yeah, but
And we have just a ruckman that's so good that's going to do 90% of the work.
yeah, but to Marca's point, you still need a decent foil to come in and give.
well, we've
him
had
a
Petty,
break.
but we don't want a defender going.
No.
so-
Oh,
I
that's
think
so-
AJ's perfect.
yeah,
Is
no,
he perfect? He's like he's.
we don't know what he is yet.
But
He kicked 3 bags of 2 in the VFL.
I'm saying
bags of 2.
I'm saying he's perfect. And
the
he hasn't
Werribee
played.
Warrior.
I'm saying he's perfect.
Like,
and he
he's
hasn't
not
played.
Pyle yet.
No.
We haven't
he's not
seen
Pyle.
him,
Yeah.
but he's flirting with the idea of Pyle for
yeah,
me.
there's an asterisk.
But hang on.
There's a big
Let's
old
go. Let's
asterisk
jump to
there.
teams and just go straight to the interchange and forget the 18. Billings, Langford, Lindsay, Jefferson, McDonald, Sharp, Johnson,
Beep,
Henderson.
beep, beep,
So you ready?
beep.
You
What
ready?
was the first name you said?
Billings. Does he
Yeah,
play?
He plays.
Yeah.
We love him. We love him. He's
He-
back. Tommy Cannon and I, we're on him hard.
Langford. Does he play?
I think
Yeah,
I think
Langford.
Langford
No, I
has to
thought
play.
you said Langford. I hope Langford plays.
Okay,
hard.
so I think Langford plays. Do you?
He's my
Yeah.
boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lindsay, I don't think he
No,
I
plays.
he's
don't
not
think
playing.
I don't think
Not
he
playing.
plays.
Jefferson?
No.
No way.
Tom?
Straight up no.
No way. Tom McDonald?
No,
no, he's not
with
playing. If
Petty.
Petty's
Not
in the
with
defence-
Petty, yeah.
Well, he could be
Okay,
the backup ruck.
okay.
Frosty as sub last week was a masterstroke.
I
Sicily
would
went forward.
fucking
Won them the game.
Frosty back on the D's. I would love
That was
it.
huge.
Yeah.
That was huge from Hawthorn.
I don't want to talk about Hawthorn.
No, but Frosty
Yeah.
is
I'm
he's the most
happy right
entertaining
now.
player in
No,
the
no,
comp.
no, it's good.
Did you see his first disposal last week? Just turnover. He's amazing.
Sharpie?
I think Sharpie plays.
Sharpie plays.
So how many's that? How many of us
No,
already
so
are
it's
playing?
we're saying JB, your favourite.
Yeah, he's playing.
Harvey Langford, yep. Harry Sharp, yep.
Yep.
And we're saying we don't know if T-Max sub or not. Aiden Johnson, does he play?
What was it? How many more have we got?
We've only got 2 more. After. Jack Henderson doesn't play.
Well,
So then it's between T-Mac and Aiden Johnson for
For the
a spot or sub.
or sub.
So who is it? I think it's T-Mac sub, Aiden Johnson plays.
I think T-Mac will be the backup. Because then he can be the backup defender
You think
as well.
T-Mac plays Aiden Johnson sub?
Melksham, where's he at?
2 weeks away.
Okay.
Hamstring. Not
Didn't he-
far. Not far.
Didn't he do his knee again or something?
No, hamstring. Not a knee.
What?
He did his knee and he came back last year. And then he nearly
I
took
thought
a
he did it
hanger in
again.
his first game. That
He was
sick.
exciting.
I just had
Um,
my second child. I was going to say first. I had my second child then. Watched in the
Good
ward.
stuff, mate.
That was great. You having another one?
Another beer or another
Child.
another child? Oh, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So there you go. So what are you resting on? Are you T-Mac sub or Jono sub?
I think it's got to be T-Mac, honestly. If he's going to be he can be the backup defender and ruck.
I just feel like if we start with Petty, May, Lever, I'm not sure if there's a spot also for 70 to 80% of the game for a T-Mac out there as well. And the reason why is because we're coming up against a Giants who are a bit smaller down there.
Yeah.
Cadman's like obviously the key post. But then there are these other players that I'm wary of, which are Jones and Daniels. Obviously, you got Green, who I think May should play on.
May.
Yeah.
This is all making a lot of sense to me.
You reckon May?
Well, who else? Who else would play on him?
I've had a
Good.
real
Good fucking question. Do we just get?
I-
Because it used to be the give up. You just concede. You're gonna.
I've had a real
Get
problem
4
thinking
goals
about
off him.
this week. It would have
Can't be May now.
probably been McVee.
It was
he's
May.
not-
It was
not
May
there.
3 years ago, or 2 years ago.
It's
And
not
the
me.
re-
It's
now.
not May for me anymore.
Why? But the thing is,
He's not their best forward anymore.
who?
I think Or maybe it is.
No,
is at the
it's not
moment.
that. I just
It's-
think May's too slow. I
But
think-
but Toby's not quick.
yeah, but he's more.
He looked
agile.
really good last week.
He's more.
He's a
agile.
gun, mate. Toby's
He's-
a gun.
he's-
Toby's
I-
one of your favourites.
But in terms of if they're deep,
Hmm.
I would be more confident with May on him. But
Wow.
if we have,
But he wasn't deep last week, so he was playing up the
he
ground
plays
last
the
week.
half.
I've
forward kind of role.
heard people are saying Howes will run with him.
Well, then
and
he's
I think
gonna-
that,
Howes will be getting towels. I'm sorry.
Think, like,
Well, we're
no,
gonna have to win in the midfield.
no offense to Blake, I think that's a nightmare.
That's a big task.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Well,
And-
Howes used to be like he was smack bang in the middle of the pile. Like we used to.
Yeah, it's Howes and the boys.
He actually surprisingly was alright. last year.
but can
No,
I
he's
just
okay
say?
last
Can I just say? I actually don't mind Howes. but
Same.
Don't
we're-
mind him at all.
We're talking about one of the
I
great
agree.
players.
Well,
in
he's
the
a
comp.
top. He's still a top 50 player in the AFL, if not top 20.
But the thing that scares me about Green is that if it's a one-on-one, he's just gonna forearm and just simply take a mark. But he can't do that against May.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say May is because we have the luxury of using him on a green because Hogan isn't there.
Mm.
So then Cadman would get taken by Petty.
Yep.
And then who else is there? Riccardi's out.
But
So who else is there bigger forward who
They've-
we put people on?
they've got
they had
the
this random.
Gruwowski.
Yeah, random. Like he was like a baby Hulk
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
And he was killing it.
He was good.
Lever can take him then.
Yeah, Lever and Petty can take. Petty will.
Petty can take
I'm-
Cadman.
I've been saying this.
Yeah.
I've been saying this, and we haven't even bounced a ball. I'm actually a little bit worried about our defense, and no one has spoken about our defense. Everything's been like, oh, they can't kick goals.
McVee is the cog, man.
I know. And look at this: Petty, May,
How long's he out for?
Salem, Howes, Lever, Bowie. They're all slow. Who's quick?
Bowie can go Tobes.
Who's got a toe? Who's got some?
Salem's quicker than you think.
No,
Oh,
Salem's
please.
washed.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry to sorry to say the bad comment.
Oi,
and,
oi,
and that'd be
Salem?
No,
negative.
no.
I
Sa-
hope he's not.
Salem and Bowie in the same team. By the way.
Oh, maybe he's not washed, but like he hasn't looked
He's close
any
to-
like in
No,
in,
we
in
know.
our,
we
in
know,
our amazing
yeah.
year that we don't want to talk about anymore. He was awesome, but since then it's been
hasn't
like
hasn't.
I'm a little bit bullish on him finally getting over his injuries. Like he
Well,
might
how do
be
we
good
know?
again.
Well,
we
I
don't
mean,
know yet.
I'm going to say that because I'm biased because he's my boy and I love him. But I am willing to give him
Give up.
5 weeks, and if I don't,
I'm willing to
I'm
give
willing.
up.
and if I don't see enough in 5 weeks, I think I'm going to put all my chips into Windsor.
He's
and-
got
and-
5 minutes
and,
for me.
And Windsor's going to be my absolute boy because I love Windsor so much.
I love that. I love that Windsor's your boy. I
What
love
do you
that.
think of Windsor?
Halves my boy.
Halves.
I'm on
Halves
half.
already.
Before a game.
Already.
Yeah, I was on him pre-draft.
I do love Bowie
I
as
was
well.
so wrapped when we got him. He should have been. He should have been top 2.
He's amazing.
We
You
got,
were
we
saying
got him at
halves.
6.
You were like, I just want that big old grunt
Yeah,
guy.
just a big fucker.
Can I
Yeah.
take? Can I-
He's a gun. I'm
Can I
telling
take
you.
his
he's gonna be
composure
so
and
good. Yeah, I
skill
know.
and
With
a
a
left
left
foot.
foot.
Yeah.
A
Can we
left
go back
foot.
to Christian? Salem?
Yeah. Oh, we can do that.
No, no. Actually, let's go to Windsor.
No. You're on Salem. Let's
Okay,
just finish
can
Salem.
I go Salem then Windsor?
Okay.
I still hold out hope that we might get a bit of 2021. But some people have told me I'm.
Well, how old is he?
Foolish.
How old is he now?
Who's the
He's,
people?
he's 29, turning 30, I think.
That's
in
still peak.
in
That's
21,
still
honestly,
peak.
because I obviously like we all do. We rewatched the grand final a bit. That
His
team
first
was
half.
the team was crazy,
Mm.
and he was insanity.
Yeah.
Mm.
But they're different players than they are now. Like even like I know we're hoping to God that Clary's going to come back to the same player.
Let's talk
He
about
was.
him soon.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
gonna
we
do-
can bring him up, but like
Derek,
it's
we're
just
gonna
like
do
they're
2
just
hours on
different
him.
players now. It's like it's been a long,
Totally.
long road.
That was like 4 years ago. But the
yeah,
thing,
it's ages ago.
the thing that I hold on to with Salem is that, I look at Collingwood and I look at what side bottom provides for that team
Mm.
and what he did at the age of whatever when they
Sidey.
won that flag.
God.
Salem, side bottom's a freak.
Yeah.
But Salem isn't too far off in terms of like decision making, kicking, and just footy smarts. And I feel like now more than ever, efficiency by foot is so important, especially if we're going to play this kind of like new, whatever this new role we're doing, where we're taking more risks.
Yeah.
We need to have Salem being able to hit targets because
yeah.
I don't think we have our kick. We're not a good kicking
We're not
team, man.
polished. No.
We're not polished. We're
all.
probably one of the least polished.
Halves
semi-
polished.
Mate, Halves is polished,
Halves
but
looks
he's
polished.
not playing off a
Lindsay's
half back.
more polished.
Yeah, but he'll be ready mid-year.
Mid-year. He'll
Yeah.
get games.
He needs
before that.
some VFL torching
Nah,
before he
I'm
gets
sorry.
in.
If you're already an emergency, and I expect
Yeah, no.
him,
So I'm saying he'll be emergency for the first 10 rounds,
And
and
then,
he'll torch VFL. He's a
we're
gun.
gonna give
He's an absolute gun.
JB will have his run, and then it'll be Lindsay.
Jeffo, will he get a game at some point? He probably will.
I think I was explaining to you guys
Don't
off
do
air
that.
before.
He hasn't played a game yet.
I know.
I think you think he's Sam Wiedemann 2.0.
I think I explained to you guys before. I don't know, you were talking.
We
to
can be
him,
harsh if we
But,
want.
But
Sam Wiedemann up until this point had played in a final and performed in a final.
He was best on ground.
No.
He
I've
was.
watched it back. They're the 3 softest goals you ever seen.
No, but like
He was still best on ground. He had 22 and 3.
They're the
He had
worst.
22 touches.
Yeah, but like
weren't the
regardless,
worst. He was fucking awesome,
regardless,
mate.
he was
Sorry, Sam.
regardless, he was in the team.
Yeah.
And he was impacting scoreboard.
Performing.
True. Sorry, Sam.
He's done something.
I feel like for the first time in the draft when we picked up Jefferson, and this isn't a bash on him. Actually, it is. It's a massive bash on him. But I feel like for the first time in a long time, we drafted for the position and not like let's just draft the best player kind of possible kind of thing. And it was
Look, he might have
somewhat
been
of
the
a
best player in the draft,
it
though.
was
like,
somewhat
in
of
that
a
position.
knee-jerk reaction. We got the extra pick from Freo. Hey, let's just run it on the next tall key forward. Unfortunately, it was Jefferson.
Was it a Jesse
Don't
Hogan
say
trade?
unfortunately.
Well, at the moment, I'm saying unfortunately because I don't like what I see. I'm just being like,
Well, he's
that's-
had 2 years in the twos and he hasn't lit it
but
up.
he hasn't even
He's
played
been
well.
okay.
I saw
hasn't-
him.
he
I
did-
saw him last year at the canteen. At, I was going to say go and get fuck stadium, but no, it was it was People's First up
People's first. Oh,
up
nice.
in
On
Gold
the
Coast,
Goldie.
and he was just there,
That was a big day.
and I was there at the bar or the canteen. I was pretty much as tall as him, and I'm fucking 5'10", if that.
He looks pretty tall though.
He didn't seem big, and you know when you see footy players
And
in
you're
the
like,
flesh,
whoa, look at that
you're like,
presence
whoa, that
about
bloke's
him.
big. He's massive.
I just like.
I don't know. I just didn't feel.
Give him a
there
chance.
was
Oh,
no
mate,
aura.
I'm more than happy to give him a chance.
I would love
More-
nothing
mate,
more than him
there's
becoming
nothing-
best. Like
Mate.
the best player in our team.
Oh
It'd
my
be
god,
unbelievable.
the
Being
things I would,
harsh.
the things.
Give him
Well,
a chance.
We can't help it.
I know.
2 years in the system.
Wait,
He was a
yeah,
first round
hey,
draft
it's
pick,
only
mate.
He's a key forward.
For sure.
Sorry, I'm
fine.
yelling.
Well, but for sure. But we can think about what JVR was able to do, even at VFL level.
Different body types.
Okay, well, we're only blaming it on body type. Is that what it is?
For me, the most part.
How
is
much
body
time
type.
do we give him?
We'll play him at some point, and
we
I
gave,
reckon
we
play
gave
him.
Lucas Cook 2 years, and he was straight out.
I reckon we'll play him before you expect it. I reckon he might even get a game within the first 6 rounds.
If Jeffo doesn't kick multiple bags of 5 in the VFL this year, I'm
Does
off
it
him.
have to-
I don't
it
want
does-
any
I
bag-
don't think it works
I don't
like
want
that.
any bags of 3. Like that's not a bag. A bag is 6
Mate,
goals.
The jump from VFL
I know.
to AFL is
It's
as
huge.
big as it gets.
It's unbelievable.
immeasurable in a lot of ways.
Well said.
So I
That's
feel
why I'm
like
not sold on AJ.
I feel like if you're going to, yeah, bags of 2. I feel like if you're going to impact the AFL in some way, as a key forward, if you were drafted as a key forward, I want to see. I don't want it every game, but I want to see some games where you're like, okay, he's knocking down the door of
Yeah.
like getting into this side, and we have to pick him.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be like, let's play him and see how he goes. I want it to be like, we have to pick him.
Love it. I think it's fair.
And look, in the past, I was soft on Wiedemann.
Do you want me to get
and-
beers,
and
by the way?
If
Yes, please.
anything, I was like, give Wiedemann a chance. I
Yeah.
gave Wiedemann 4 years of chances, and I was wrong. I was so off because he teased me with his like. He would always get there and wouldn't. I just feel like with key forwards, you just have to have.
Mongrel bastard.
Yeah,
I agree.
but
There's- Did you know what's weird about that though? There's part of me that thinks I'm trying to come up with other examples. What are the other players that are in the comp that are 192, 193 that can get away with not being aggressive? Are there any? I could be wrong. There might not be any.
Jamara.
Yeah, but he can leap
Yeah.
and he's got a beautiful left peg.
Yeah, he's a freak. Oh, mate, he's a freak.
But he's one of the. It's almost not to pot you. It's almost a bad example. I'm trying to think of like who's a third, fourth stringer in a forward line that's like a little bit passive. And I'm not trying to say
I
Jeffo
reckon-
would be
I
passive, but the
reckon-
body type doesn't account for it.
Well, I feel
That's
like Hipwood made a pretty big impact in his first
That's
couple
not
of
a
years.
bad shout.
And they're similar build. And
That's not a
look,
bad
can
shout.
can I
That's fine.
I want to emphasize the point that I want nothing but the best for Jeffo, but
Same.
I
Yeah.
just
We'd love him
we,
to be a success.
we all do, and I don't want to. Maybe I am a bit too critical, and I have no idea what I'm talking about. But
You're a bit of a dog, but it's all right.
I am a dog, but
Coming from you.
woof woof. I'm just seeing it. I'm just saying it how I see it.
Do you know what? Great fuel. Jeffo, he won't be listening.
God no.
Great fuel for you. Oh!
If we want
Oh.
Clark Kent's take on Jeffo,
Yeah, go.
you just need to go to work, mate.
What does work? What does work look like for Jeffo?
No, he needs to work at a mail room or something, and just get out of the footy
He
environment.
needs to do a Jack Viney, do a KPMG
He needs to do a Clark Kent.
internship.
The thing that I loved about JVR before he
Yes.
came and played seniors was that he just competed, and you could see that at
Oh,
VFL
yeah.
level. And yes, I will agree with you, completely different body types.
Yeah.
And JVR was probably more,
key forward.
conditioned in terms of physically, and it was just more of a like football player kind of thing coming in. But yeah, obviously JVR, he just was banging down the door
Yeah,
for purely
he
how
was.
he worked. And it's the hardest position on the ground. Jefferson.
Well,
mate,
you would know.
No, I don't.
You're a big key forward.
I
Back in
wouldn't.
the day.
I
would.
I just don't know.
You were a gun.
Yeah, it was key forward.
You were a very good.
Nug
player.
was a gun.
You were just kicking him out your ass.
Marker actually cleaned me up one day.
No, we don't have to do the story again.
Now we'll do it again. So
We don't have to
anyway,
do
it was
the
a
story
final.
again.
It
We
was a
don't
grand
have to do the
final.
story again. JVR's on the list here, and then we're going to go to Clary.
Okay.
Mm.
So just quickly on Jacob.
Yeah.
He surely is ready to explode.
How many goals did he kick last year?
30, and he was pinch hitting in the ruck.
Yeah. Well, that's
a
what
good effort.
That's what I mean. I feel like for him to get to the 40, 45,
He'll get there.
maybe 50.
You reckon he has to sack the
Yes.
the ruck?
Yes.
Yes, I agree. Get rid of ruck. That's why Jono's in.
See,
You could tell against. Sorry to cut you off, but you could tell against the Freo game. He
He's
went.
doing it to you.
He,
that's fantastic.
he went off, and then it was like, what did we kick to?
Yeah.
We had nothing.
How does it feel getting cut off?
He's so important.
I couldn't back it more. Cut me
Good.
off now. But I think.
God, I want to cut you off.
Anyway, guys. But
Well,
no, I think
Adzy's voice notes are
I'm-
unbelievable, by the way.
I'm not as bullish on JVR as you guys are. I'm not saying
I'm not.
I'm not
people are
saying he's
claiming
going to
gonna
be. Yeah. A lot of people are saying he's going to
David
like
Schwartz.
kick 60 goals. He's going to be a fucking superstar.
I don't
Like,
see
let's
it.
give him a couple more years. He is definitely a great focal point for us. Like, we need him in our team. If he's out of our team, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Like Disco, we don't know yet.
Disagree. We've got Jono.
Yeah. Well, okay.
And Jeffo.
Yeah. Well. Anyway.
No,
well,
I'm being
I
facetious.
actually, yeah.
I get it.
I actually, it took me a while to start
Cool.
buying into JVR last year.
Petty forward if it doesn't go.
Well, petty
Yeah,
forward.
you and Adsy were calling pile from memory
Whoa,
on
we
JVR.
piled
we
him.
definitely were.
Yeah.
Like 30
But
goals.
that-
30 goals isn't that
On
good.
but he was
Exactly.
pinch hitting in the ruck.
Yeah, but he's doing that for, as I said, 10% of the game. So he's literally
a
forward
bit
for.
longer.
I reckon more.
All right, you dogs.
You're being
anyway,
harsh. So
yeah,
you
it-
don't. Hang on. Are you saying you don't believe?
30 goals
in-
is 1 goal a game.
But all I'm saying is, do you not believe in the hype yet? Do you think he needs
No,
more
I think
time?
I think the only people who are building the hype are Deeds fans. No one else in the footy industry
Agreed,
are
agreed.
building
Oh,
hype
do you
around
think
him.
it's an insular thing? Like,
Yeah,
oh, you think he's
100%.
going to be
For
great?
me, I think
I think he will be good, and I think he will be very, very
Oh,
serviceable.
do you think opposition supporters are like, oh, he's not
They,
that good?
No.
they are way off it. Like
Oh,
they're just
I
like,
don't think
oh,
they
what?
really
They haven't
notice
even
it.
acknowledged him.
Yeah.
No one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So for me, it comes from
Wow.
it comes from trauma of not having a decent forward, what seems like forever,
Since Jesse.
and all these failed forwards, and then when someone comes along where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, so then
Yeah.
we're just like,
It's exciting.
let's
it's exciting.
put everything in on this guy, and look, I love the way he goes about it. I love the way he competes, the way he leads. He's set shot on goal, but I simply just don't see him taking that kind of jump this year that people are kind of wanting him to.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's unfair on him because I'm really happy with how he's going. If he kicks another 5, maybe 10 goals,
That's 40.
sick. But
Yeah.
for me, it's more on Fritter stepping up.
Great. So that is
Wait,
and-
he's our best forward. Why are we talking about these guys that are
perfect
not our best
segue.
forwards?
Perfect segue. So
Cozzie's a better
no,
forward
there's
as well.
there's two parts to this. So on my run sheet, I've actually got sweet F all on here. I really don't have much. But
We don't need a run sheet, mate.
No, I know that, but I've just got here. I've got Alex Neil-Bullen as one.
Oh,
Like who
Alex.
replaces him?
No one.
Oh, but he was so pile.
No.
Yeah, but no one's Alex.
Yeah, I know. No one can.
No
like,
one can miss a
No one
handball
can
like
just
him.
like run all day and miss a handball like
No one
he
can
could.
lay an amazing tackle in the middle
But
of the
he
ground
would-
and then turn it over straight away. There's no one
But
like
that-
him.
Is that what we do now?
But that's the thing. He would run so hard,
Because he's left.
and he would
do this now.
his handball would be
100%.
errant. He'd have an errant handball, and then he'd tackle the player who had the ball.
And you would yell.
And we'd
to
be
the
like, "Yes,
top
great
of your
tackle!"
lungs, Alex.
Like he worked his fucking ass off,
Loved him.
and we were. He's a
All
premiership
right,
player. He's
I'm
a
gonna-
premiership player.
I'm going to go.
He
up-
was the biggest when. I'm sorry.
No,
I
don't
want
do
to. I'm
this.
reminiscing about.
He's Kane Lambert.
I loved him,
He's
mate.
Kane
I
Lambert.
loved him.
He's Kane Lambert.
He was.
He's a
He was
player.
no.
you
He was
love to
nowhere
hate
near as
well,
good as
though.
Kane
But is
Lambert.
he-
That's ridiculous. But he was heart and soul player, obviously for the team.
Oh, you're
Maybe
being
not the
You're being
supporters.
nice to him.
Yeah, yeah. He was a gun for the team.
Amazing trainer.
Like,
from
and
what
he
I
just
heard.
worked so hard. Yeah.
I'm moving.
He's already
off.
vice captain at Adelaide, so it shows.
So Scotty had 3 players in the gun, and the first one was Fritter.
if
Go back to Fritter.
if you don't think no, I'm going back to
No.
me.
Yeah, well,
Alex is
We've got
gone.
another 5 minutes on Alex.
Yeah, no, because I miss him. I'm
Yeah.
going to watch Adelaide games just to watch him fucking
100%.
turn the
I'm
ball
going to
over.
go to Adelaide games when they play in Melbourne.
But remember when we used to like beat like smash teams, and he would just pile on, and he'd be the biggest downhill skier. I loved him, but he was really good when we're up against it too.
yeah, in pre-season when it was really hot, he was just dominating.
Fritter. So Scotty, I think, put it perfectly.
We need him to have a massive year.
Extremely talented player. They're
Yeah.
saying they're going to play him high half
I hate
forward.
that.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
One out.
What do you need to, like, I don't know what you really need to say about in terms of.
He's a great field kick marker.
Yeah, but he's also very good at kicking
Oh,
goals, and he's been our best goal kicker for the last 4 years.
So you want him you want him deep.
I want him deeper than JVR, and if anything, I want JVR working up and being that option.
I
down
want
the-
those two.
on the wing.
I want those two in the square.
I don't want him leaving.
Yeah.
And if anything, everyone's talking about Pickett, how they want him heaps in the midfield.
No, that's cool. I'm back at that.
Yeah, but I also
No, I'm
love
into
him in
that.
the forward line.
I want the
I want
track
50-50.
50-50
Nah.
thing.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
right.
Let's do that then.
All right, as long
Do
as
that.
as long as one of Pickett or Track is in the forward 50 at
Yeah.
some
Yeah,
point.
yep.
Okay, I'm happy with that.
Yep.
That's a good point.
Yep.
But
Because
Fritter is,
You
I
want
mean-
Fritter deep.
oh man, as deep as possible.
Okay.
he's got to be
He-
deep. He was deep in the grand final,
I
and
just feel
he
like
kicked
he's
6
l-
goals.
I feel like he's kind of, people say he doesn't chase. I feel like he'd be more.
We don't want him to chase.
Exactly. He
we don't give a
kicks
fuck about
goals.
him chasing.
got it,
There's
that's-
other pricks that are chasing.
That's the modern game, though. You've all got to buy.
Nah,
It's
nah.
a part of a press, mate. That's how
no,
it
no,
works.
no. There
You
is-
can't. Hang on. You can't have
Who,
one.
who are the other people in the forward line? We've got Chandler. We've got
He-
Cozzy is guaranteed
Sparrow.
chase.
If
Maybe Sparrow?
anything, if
Got a Sparrow
anything,
bin there.
if anything, I have more onus on people like Chandler to be doing. that
Fritsch
kind
needs
of
a license to
grind.
be selfish.
Chandler and Sparrow need to have big ears.
Oh man, it's Chandler. It's
Chandler's-
Bowie.
It's Bowie. It's Sparrow.
You've been around for long enough.
It's Salem.
Yeah,
they're and Disco. I feel like they're the ones. If we're gonna do anything this year,
It's those players.
because Gawn,
Mm.
obviously we know what Gawn's gonna do. Track, we know what he's gonna do.
He'll be good.
Clary, I have no worries whatsoever
Should we
what
do
he's
it?
gonna
And
do.
Lever.
Lever,
Should
like,
we do it? Should we talk Clary now?
I
Should
mean,
we talk
what?
Clary?
No, I think we're on a roll here.
No, let's talk
Are we
about.
staying on forward line?
No,
and
no.
Fritter?
I feel like we're just going to talk about the people who need to take that next
Deliver.
jump for us to be a contender.
Yep.
Yep.
Because there's,
Do you think we're a contender?
only if we get some development and like some
But
jump.
from what we've seen so far, it's a no, right?
I see us
No.
I see us as being from 10th to 9th at the moment.
Yep. Well, that's
That's a tiny range.
Sorry, 10th to 8th. 10th to 8th.
Still a small range
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
Even though I said 6th, maybe that was a bit, but I just feel like
for the socials.
I just feel like the way that the game is played currently, polish and execution is so important. I feel like you can't just rely on that grunt pressure all game.
Mm.
And like as much as like we're really good at that, I know that we are when we're playing at our best. But in terms of finishing the good work, finishing the pressure stuff that we do,
Yeah.
I just don't see us being able to finish. And that's why I want people like Fritter to stay deep.
Can you do 10 more minutes? Could you do it?
yeah.
Okay. You want to go to the toilet?
No, I'm good.
Can we announce it to the?
Yes, I need a piss,
would love
but
to go to the
yeah,
toilet as well.
I think we both do.
Well, I reckon one of you goes, and then we just switcheroo.
Or we can't just have a little bit of a refresh
Clary?
for both of us. Yeah, we can do Clary after the break. All right, we're going
After
for a
the
break.
Are we going for a break?
Yeah, we're going for
Thanks,
a break.
guys.
Oh, look at Derek's face.
It's a 2-minute piss break.
I'll get on mic and talk about footy while you guys.
I
yeah,
think
go
Derek-
on,
no, I
speak
think-
to Derek.
I think Derek wants us to keep going.
All right.
I'm going to keep going with you.
Yeah, with Fritter. Or what do you want to talk about?
Well, I mean,
We can't talk about Clary without him.
I feel like Fruity gets done to death. I spoke to Scotty about it. Highly talented.
We know what he can do.
Like,
But okay, let's talk about what he needs to do more of. Okay, which the obvious one is if you're talking about
It-
chasing and that forward pressure.
do you know what? There's part of me that thinks you'll never get that from him.
Yeah, and I'm in agreement with that, which is
Yeah.
why let's just be appreciative of what he can do, which is kick goals. The other thing is,
If he gets the smallest bit of space
but wasn't
and
his-
separation,
And look, I don't
Go.
know anything about training habits or what people are doing on and off the field.
sure.
But from what I was kind of like, hearing or whatever it is, wasn't he someone who wasn't maybe buying in completely last year? Was there any truth to that?
That's a great question.
Let's just say even if that is something that was floating.
It's a bit of something.
Yeah.
What I've been told, it's definitely a bit of something.
Okay. Well, let's.
So do you know what? I'll
But
go
the-
as far to say this, and I'm not trying to shock people.
Mm,
I think my mail is he was not. I don't want to say he's put on notice, but he got given the hard word.
yeah, and look, let's
That's
say.
all. He got the. You know what, mate? You got to do a few things a little bit better.
Yeah.
You need to give us a little bit more. You
Yeah.
need to train a little bit harder. You need to do these things. You need to be a little bit more disciplined.
Yeah.
Like, that's all. Maybe it's 10, 15%. And look, Clary knew he needed to fix 80, 90%, 100%.
Yeah.
Fritter, it was just a little bit of like, you know
Yeah.
what? We've got to bring you back into line.
What have
Yeah.
I
Give you a
missed
bit
about
of a
Clary?
kick up the arse.
Nothing on
Nothing on
Clary.
Clary.
Mo
Okay,
Fritter.
good.
But that's what I heard about Fritter. It was just like, come on, mate. Like,
And look,
come on,
the
tighten up.
anyway, my point is going to be the fact that it's been a complete buy-in.
Yeah.
And I feel like the flow-on effect of that will suit Fritter in a long way,
100%.
especially with the way in which we're trying to move the ball.
Yep.
And how Fritz gets his goals. It's not that slow play,
Nah.
Down the line, then look for him. It's on the move, one-on-one versus his man. Mate, he's one of the smartest forwards in the game.
Agree.
Like, I honestly don't reckon I could name 10 smarter forwards in the game.
Well,
Honestly.
outside of the key forwards that get all the accolades.
Key forwards, small forwards, anyone, mate.
Forget the like mid-size and small forwards. He's a top 5. One of those.
Exactly.
He's a freak.
He's an absolute freak.
I just feel like
absolutely love him.
the way in which we're going to try and play, which apparently is what they're telling us, which is, yes, we may concede the way we're going to go about it,
We
but
need to score more.
the person who is going to benefit from the way in which we do this kind of forward, taking more risk, are people like Fritsch, mate. And
Match sim.
He's so important to
Match
us.
sim highlights the.
You almost forget about him.
No. You almost don't because he kicks all our goals.
No, but like you
Well,
do.
I
You
just-
do.
I
'Cause
hate-
who have we been talking about before
No.
this?
We got there in the
I
end.
just think the
but-
hate on him is just like.
What's the hate on him? Who
No, the
hates him?
hate. The
People
hate
like,
is
oh,
the
he doesn't
It's
defensive
external
hate.
hate. It's not internal hate.
Oh, I feel like there's a bit
Yeah,
of
there's a
internal.
Or
bit
maybe
of
because of the lack of chasing or
Oh,
something. But
whatever.
I just
give us
don't-
a spell. He's kicking the goals.
He's a cherry picker. He's you.
He's more than a
I
cherry
didn't chase.
picker.
I never
You were
chased.
the same.
Mate,
Never
one on
chased.
one, he's not cherry picker. He uses his body one on one almost better than if
Yeah.
he was the size of Hawkins. Like, mate,
Yeah.
the way he uses his body in
He's
the
a-
air
it's a-
and guards space
Yeah.
in a
Jeremy
marking
Cameron. He's very
contest,
similar to Jeremy
he's a
Cameron.
freak.
He's an insanely talented
Yeah.
player.
He's a freak.
He plays game 150 this weekend.
Oh,
Yeah, omens.
well, he needs to get more plaudits.
Applauded. Mate, to play.
Plaudits?
Hang on.
How do you pronounce it?
To play game 150.
Put that out to the loyal listeners.
Yeah.
Is it
I
plaudits
actually
or
can't
laudents?
believe.
Yeah, or is it Hammett?
I can't believe it's game 150. That's amazing.
Like, it wouldn't surprise me if Taylor plays on
And
him.
I
and
still
not
can't
JVR.
believe they played him in defence early days. Like, this guy is clearly just a natural forward.
If he played in the prelim, he would have won.
Mate, I just think he's a jet, and yeah, we just got to hope that he does
Well,
the
we
business.
just need to think about. So our forward line has. I'm just going to go off the cuff here and think that
Sure.
it's going to be Fritsch, JVR, and Chandler in the pockets and on the full forward line.
Yep.
And then we're going to have Disco as centre forward, and
Yep.
maybe Sharpie. Maybe
As a high half forward.
I thought he was.
I think
high half
Sparrow.
forward.
I think Sparrow will be a high half forward.
So Sparrow's just not going to do the mid anymore.
He'll be a rotation.
I don't want him rotation. And
Sparrow's under.
Did I already say Cozzy?
I mean, Cozzy's round 4.
Yeah, well, not at the moment, but
It's weird because we haven't spoken about Cozzy at all. which
well, it
funny.
is disappointing that he fucking look. At the same time, it's awesome that he elbowed Darcy Moore in the face
Yeah,
because he sucks.
100%. I hate that.
But it's so annoying. It's like every year we just cop Cozzy out for the first 3 rounds.
It's a definite blot on his copybook. He's got to stop it. Like it I think I spoke
No,
about
I
it.
think he needs
No,
to keep doing it. Honestly, no. Like not
It
not
shits me.
yeah. Like just you need a cop because he plays the game on the edge.
Yeah.
And he's gonna do 10 hip and shoulders, and there'll be one that actually gets him suspended, and
Nah,
we need
it's-
him to do the other 9.
It shits me.
No, we need him to do the rest because that's his game. Like he's an aggressive small forward. He is tiny. He's small. He's what 175 and like 75 kilos, and he can lay out.
He's a nugget.
He can lay
Chandler?
out people.
Cozzy.
So we need him to keep doing that. Just do it within the rules.
Not
It's like Toby Green. Like
Yeah.
Toby Green has been suspended 1,000,000 times. And would you want to change anything about Toby Green's
I
game?
love Toby Green.
No, don't change anything about Cozzy's game.
Cozzy.
It sucks that he's not playing.
I
But
think
we
it's-
need him to
so
keep doing
I
it.
think it sucks so much for this game because this game will probably be wet.
I'll
on
say it.
Sunday.
I'll say it every game we play.
Well, there's a thing with me that goes if you're gonna miss Cozzy Pickett and you've got GWS, North, and Gold Coast, and you're in Melbourne the whole time, it's the kindest fixture list you could have
Yeah,
ever
but he's
asked
coming
for.
back for the Geelong game.
Exactly.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Hopefully he lays out Bailey Smith.
That would be fantastic.
You're right though. It is.
And then
It is.
gets suspended for 4 weeks.
no.
It is.
No, I'm
It is
just-
this game. It is this game where you're
This
like.
is the one.
Yeah, you want him.
So what I'm saying, you're right. You've hit the nail on the head. I'm saying like round 2, round 3, you're like, we'll probably get away with it. But it's this game in the wet against a fucking good team where I'm like, Cozzy.
The last time we played
Come on.
this team in the wet was Alice Springs, which was one of the most frustrating games.
We dominated. We kicked 5-15.
And then
Was that-
Kelly kicked that bomb from
From
55.
95.
We kicked 5-15.
we were, I think.
First time it rained in Alice
We were like
Springs in
4
10
goals,
years.
18, and then they were like 6 goals, or like
And
7
here
goals.
comes
straight.
Kelly.
We
Yeah, Kelly from the wing.
I feel like wet is actually going to suit us this weekend.
Why?
forward handball.
AJ would love the wet, I
forward
think.
forward handball game. Can't do that in the wet. If you're
Yeah, but that's all right. But
JWS.
that's something we need to think about the
Can't
whole
do
year.
it.
I know you've got to
Can't
have.
do it.
We're going to have this new game plan, I'm sure,
yes.
which is going to be like fully planned around like a
Turn it-
dry weather
turn it
game.
over.
But like
no,
footy
no.
is a wet weather game.
No, but the beauty of this weekend, if it's wet, is we can go back to like what we know. We can just do like contest defense,
That-
territory.
no,
yeah,
that-
it's going to be that.
That's where you
That's
just.
why I think we're a chance.
I
I think we're a
that's
Could
big
be.
chance.
that's where you lock into and it will just be driven.
Did you see
by,
Sam Taylor last week?
It was amazing.
Oh,
but
he's so
it's
good.
again,
No,
it's
let's
wet.
not just like push over that. He's fucked.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's wet.
He's so good.
That takes his strengths away.
Yeah, but I think he'd still do it.
No,
He'd
if
body
it's-
them out in chess market.
I think
He's
I'm
psycho.
bullish on wet weather suiting us. They are so skillful.
The only reason why I agree
We're
with
not
you
skillful.
is because Tom Green isn't playing, and
Might
so
be.
really,
We'll check. We'll
No,
check.
but no, he's not. He's not. And Briggs is out as well.
yeah, Briggsy and the boys. Is
No,
not
he's named.
playing.
Tom Graham's name.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Oh.
we're losing.
Yeah, it's a 70-point loss.
Uh,
Anyway, guys.
No,
Let's
I
look
think
forward to North
Anyway,
boys.
guys.
in a weird way, I think the wet weather actually suits us this way. In a weird way.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, any game like Richmond, if it was fucking raining tonight, they'd be like,
Are they-
"Oh,
have
that'd
they
be
started?
so wrapped."
Like,
That'd
yeah.
be
Make
so
it
rad.
into
It's
a
gonna,
slugfest.
it's
Who
gonna
who
be.
plays on Sam Taylor? I reckon it's Disco.
Yeah.
Or
So
you
you
Jono.
don't think about negating the mint defenders, do you? You think about our forward line, like, oh, they're gonna kick some goals. It's like, nah, yeah, we need some serious lockdown.
Melksham would have been the perfect.
I know.
No, Melsham wouldn't have been.
I mean,
He would have been.
He's too small.
He loves
or
that
he
shit.
plays
He's
on
too
Andrews.
small.
No, he does it
This
on
guy-
Andrews
This guy is a top 10 player in the comp.
for sure.
Top 10.
Top 10. He's
Wow.
the best defender in the AFL.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love him. I
Yeah.
reckon he's amazing.
And if you're the best defender in the AFL, you're in the top
Did
10.
you say better than him?
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
Never.
Just a quick one before we wrap. 'Cause we should wrap. Are we wrapping?
What else? What
or
else?
should we
what,
talk
what
about-
haven't we
Can
talked
we
We,
get
we
in-
haven't spoken about track.
We
but-
didn't speak about Clary.
Well, we'll speak about Clary after this. So we're going to end on Clary. Everyone's going, Finn Callahan. Finn Callahan, you're coming up against
Give him 20 mil.
Viney. You're coming up against Petracca. You're coming up against a fit Oliver. I don't buy into this. Watch Finn Callahan. Watch our mids.
I've always liked Finn Callahan
Go.
anyway, but
But-
I didn't know that he had that breakaway speed.
Oh,
But I'm more about. Hang
he
on.
looked pretty good.
Hang on.
he looked pretty good.
We don't have to
scared
tag
the
him though.
shit out of me.
Yeah, I was
Do we
like,
have to
"Oh,
tag him?
No,
No, exactly. That's my point. Like, worry about our mid.
because the thing is,
Yeah, we're just going to have to back our
do you
mid
know?
speed.
Do you know what the thing
100%.
is? Bedford matches up well against someone like Dacos in terms of size. It's like, okay, Bedford, let's say you tag Track.
Mm.
Let's say you tag Oliver.
Yeah.
It's a different
not doing that.
story. No,
Bedford will play forward next week
yeah.
Talk about
or this
Clary.
week.
Talk about him.
Talk about him.
How much do you love him?
As
much as we do?
That's a hard question.
As much as we do?
No, obviously I love my baby girl and my wife more than Clary. But
Calling her baby girl.
well, I was talking about Goldie, but and
sorry.
and
Goldie
we-
is Nug's daughter.
yes, for the
By the way.
listener's sake.
but
She's beautiful. We love her.
yeah, look on comparison, like yeah, Clary's close, but he's not there.
What if he has Brownlow?
he's
here?
had a bad couple years, maybe. I don't know if it was 18 months or a couple years, but all reports he's looking great. Let's just see what happens, and hopefully he's back to because when he was honestly, when Clary was peak, like that we've seen
From
it was
debut.
it was
It was hilarious.
yeah, it was just like no, it was just like there was a complacence as well. Though it's like oh, Clary's just going to dominate. And it was so exciting, just to watch D's games, to see Clayton Oliver play.
He's back, man. Like I just
No, but he's not back yet because he's literally not back yet because he hasn't played a game yet. Everyone's saying he's back because he's played this good fucking practice game.
he
I need to
seems
see him
happy
do
and
it
fit. I'm fine
on
with
the
him.
G, and if he takes the piss, I will be losing it. I will lose it because he is an all-time favorite player. Not maybe Max and him for me on par.
Are you expecting him to go berserk?
Even if Clary, I'm just saying, even if Clary goes to to shit for
Bubble.
the rest of his career,
Oh.
he's still my top 2 favorite players.
Okay.
But I'm trying to keep
Cloud.
low expectations.
Cloud?
Yes, Cloud, but I'm trying to keep low expectations, and I think that he will be good.
Good.
I don't know if he'll be his peak because it is round one.
Maybe-
It's round one.
maybe
It
he-
might take him a few rounds.
Maybe he hasn't peaked.
Maybe yes. 2 years ago, he was best player in the comp.
He was
So and like I feel like a lot of people have short memories, and everyone wants to
AFL.
pile on because he's had a rough run. Like everyone just wants to get
if
into him.
anyone's guilty,
Fucking
of,
Clary, if you're
of-
listening, you're not. You're a gun, mate.
We love you.
yeah, if
You're
anyone,
going hard.
if anyone
We
has
love
short
you.
memories,
We love him.
it's AFL football fans, mate.
That was fucking amazing, by the way.
I'll never not love him.
I love him.
Never-
Do you know what? I just want the best for him because he seems like the nicest fella too. Like he just loves footy. He just loves footy.
we all love footy.
I know, but I feel like Clary is just like this beautiful, happy-go-lucky, simple
So,
fella that loves footy.
are you
Do you feel
taking-
that? Like he's just,
Yeah,
he's not about all the other shit that's associated with footy.
you're
Brand
taking
deals.
Clary against Finn Callahan this week. If you had to choose someone,
I think Clary could say, "Oi, Finn, come with me."
well, you
brother."
know, Kane
I
Collins.
reckon he could just be like, "Yeah, Finn, you're going to be a big deal at some point in time, and people are offering you a shitload of money, but like, this is how you play footy, mate."
I also think track is going to go ballistic.
I think track will go mental. Do we talk about track?
Yeah, we can, but I don't know.
You're a bit scarred.
I don't know if I'm ready.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm fine to talk about track.
I think I agree. I think track will go absolutely
I
ballistic.
think he's going to go nuts.
Yeah.
And
What, like
and
one
both,
goal 4 or
both.
Yeah, 30 and 1-4.
yeah, just some horrible set shots. But he's a good player.
He's,
That's
he's,
the
he's,
thing.
he's more than a good player.
What do you mean?
Yeah, he's a great player.
superstar.
He's a great player.
He's a superstar.
I mean, as voted by the players, he and Max were in the top 10 players in the comp.
Yeah, Petracca's crazy, mate.
He's a freak.
I'll
He's
ask
an
you.
absolute
I
freak.
ask you a question. Does he have to build a bit of trust back?
Yep,
For you, yes.
100%.
For you,
I've kind of come around to that whatever about personalities and whatever about what they're seeking out for themselves.
You're saying you don't like his personality?
I'm saying that what he did in terms of what he was looking at for himself, like he was being
Yeah.
he was I'm not calling him selfish, but you kind of have to be selfish. It's a business at the end of the day. This is his job.
I'm selfish as fuck.
Yeah. But I just feel like the things that eventuated from the situation of him and other situations of players
Yep.
were positive.
yeah.
In terms of the change that did happen. I'm not saying it's all because of track, all this like,
No.
but he was a big factor in that.
Said the same thing.
And
I think
so,
some people are giving him credit for Pert and Roffey leaving, and they wanted that to happen, but I don't think that was
no, and as
him.
I'm saying, I'm not saying that it's sole Petracca
Yeah.
focus.
I think he had an
But,
influence. though.
But absolutely,
He definitely did, but I think it was an
Absolutely he did.
accidental influence from his behalf. Like he
Accidental?
didn't mean for that to happen.
I think it was intentional.
I think
I think he wanted to leave.
I think he was a
don't
really
know.
big straw that like fell onto the camel's back. You know what I mean?
All I'll say about
It
Christian,
may not have been the final one, but it was a important, heavier piece of straw.
Sure.
That
if it was intentional,
Well, he's our only Norm Smith medalist that's alive, maybe.
yeah, probably. If it was intentional,
Yeah.
well, I mean, thanks. You played a part because it feels like a different club. It does. It
Yeah.
feels like a different club. However,
well, we
however-
started off this podcast by talking about Green and
yeah,
all those kind of changes.
but, and we're going to wrap up now because Derek needs to go home.
Well, I was just trying to signal Derek if he wants us to wrap it up.
Yeah,
we
of course
can.
he does. Of course he does.
Give us a thumbs up, mate.
Yeah. We were like an hour and a half.
He,
late.
he's actually into it. I
We
think he
still-
doesn't want to get back to the
no,
fam.
we're at the pub like around the corner for an hour and a half.
Yeah, that was unnecessary. We could have just been here.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Derek. If it was intentional from Christian, well, you played your part. However big that part is, you played your part. Whether it's 5%, 10%, 50%, we don't know.
Yep.
We have changed now. change feels good.
Yeah.
As a supporter, I feel
So far, so good.
I feel enthused.
I
However,
actually I feel like I have a weight lifted off my back.
however,
It's exciting.
but there's a big however.
But like, I mean, low expectations.
But it's a massive however.
Which is always the best
The
way
best.
to come into
It's
a
the
season.
best.
But we don't know yet because footy is so simple. We try to complicate it. Back of office, assistant coaches, players, like the whole fucking thing. At the end of the day, we won't find out until they're playing footy.
We have no idea.
But we don't know until they're out in the field executing.
Yep.
Because it's a sport.
Yep.
Win loss ratio. We don't know yet. So if we sit here in 25 weeks and Melbourne have won 6 games and they've finished 15th, we're going to sit here going, well, maybe we're still a bit of a basket case.
I'd almost back that.
Or we're going to sit here in
Another
25
good draft
weeks.
pick. I
We're gonna-
like it.
Yeah, but we've traded it. We've traded it.
We're going to sit here in 25 weeks and we're going to go, oh, wow, won 14 games and we're finished 6th, 7th, 8th and we're playing finals. And
Yeah.
it feels great to be a Melbourne supporter again. So
I just want the
We don't know
feeling of
yet.
winning a final in Melbourne again.
we don't know yet.
Yeah.
We don't know what we are. I have no idea what we are. I cannot put my
Mate,
finger on
the
what we are.
competition is so tight at the moment. It's crazy.
Can I just like segue for a second? Like, who do you think are the best, like maybe 3 teams in the
Well,
comp?
Brisbane, you have to say, is number 1.
100%.
Brisbane?
I agree.
I agree.
Because of round 0 that has happened, I would put in Giants.
No, the Giants were already there for me.
Same.
And then I've
Um,
got one other one that wear purple.
Well, I would
agree.
say Freo as well.
I think they're
because they have the
absolutely-
wood over us.
No, but yeah, because they absolutely.
they bully us.
I was gonna say a bad word, but like they destroy us.
Yeah,
It's not just us. They are primed.
yeah.
They are stacked.
They've got a few
They are
injuries
stacked. Like the
coming
whole
into the year.
team is stacked.
I think people forget,
And Dogger coming back would
He-
be
he's-
huge.
he's coming home. but just before
he's coming home.
just before we wrap on Freo, he's coming home. We can't speak about it yet, but
He's coming.
Oh, that would make
Freo,
me.
I think people forget. Back end of last year, they lost their last 4 in a row. I
Because
think
Tracy was injured. They got a couple
were
of
a top-
Tracy's-
they were a
injuries.
top
Tracy's
4 team.
Tracy's a gun. Like he's
Gun.
like
He's a
Coleman
beast.
medalist gun.
He's
But
a
Marca, they
beast.
were a top 4 team.
Oh man,
100%.
they're my tip for the flag.
GWS is my tip. And I
Lions.
think they play
Lions
Freo
are
in the
my
final.
tip. I think Lions are gonna have.
Well,
a
there you
little
go.
bit
We've all
dynasty.
agreed. Like they're
Yeah.
the top 3 in our
Yeah.
opinion.
And then I honestly reckon there's a bit of a gap for who could be the next 2 or 3.
Could be us.
And then, do you think there's a gap for us after that, or do you think we
I have
potentially fill the gap?
I have no idea.
I don't know what we
We
are.
can potentially fill the gap, but I don't think we're going to get top
I have
4 or
no.
anything.
I've never been more confused about what we are.
But it's exciting because we can
Yeah.
just chill. Let's just chill.
Yeah, let's just
Let's just
enjoy.
Win or
footy.
lose, let's just have fun
Let's
and
just
just
go to the
analyze the
footy.
shit out of these fucking spuds and just have a fucking good time.
Yeah, well said. Yeah.
These spuds that we love and get badges of.
Nah, they're not spuds. They're
How many
guns.
badges you got?
Oh, plenty.
Run through them just to wrap up.
Dogger.
Yeah.
Will you buy one this year?
I've got a Bowie badge. I've got a Cozzy
I got
badge.
a Bowie.
I've got a Spargo badge. Joe and I, my brother, we buy each other badges.
Sure.
We go to the
How
games
old are you
together.
again?
Yeah, we go to the games and we buy a badge and we give it to each other.
How many you got? 10.
Oh, well, they fall off the scarf a bit, so.
I reckon you'll buy an AJ badge. You're a big AJ
I've
guy. I
got
reckon.
one badge.
Maybe Jeffo.
Yeah, it'd be Angus.
I think I
Brayshaw.
might buy Jeffo.
I got one badge. His name is Angus. It's on
Yeah.
still on my scarf. One badge.
Yeah, he
Angus.
was a good
I've
player.
got Salem and Bowie.
If I get a badge, yeah.
And I had a Jack
80.
Watts, but I buried that.
Anyway,
did.
guys, we're gonna wrap it up here.
Oi,
and
hang on. Last thing. Marca buried his badge for a video on the DeeBrief. And he buried his badge at the G. There's
It
a
was
Jack Watts badge.
Yeah.
But
Next
yeah,
to the-
hope you guys all get to the game, and it's it's great talking about the D. So
Go for Jim.
we love the club, and we're expecting a great performance from the D's. So,
Turnout?
Nice.
yeah, turnout and
Predictions?
performance.
Are
For
we
the
doing that?
turnout?
Oh,
Pretty-
didn't I just wrap it up?
Oh, I mean, we haven't done it.
How many wins?
All right, yeah. So For predictions, I'm going to go personally a 45-point loss. Adrian, what's yours?
Famous 7-point victory.
And Marca?
18-point win, Gawn best on.
Fantastic, guys.
Who's your best on?
Best on is Finn Callahan. Anyway, guys.
Who's my best on?
No, it doesn't matter, mate.
Sharpie.
AJ.
Sharpie and AJ. Anyway, guys, thanks for being here and listening on. We love you all.
Thanks for having us,
Cheers.
mate.
Cheers, Derek.
Cool.
See ya. See ya.